are you ready to review some albums?
I am, yeah.
We kind of teased this in the beginning. We had 3 pretty good albums to review this week. Let me pull it. I just don't want to mess up any of the names. So we have Big Hit, Hit Boy, and Alchemist on Black and Whites. We have Ski Mask the Slump God on 11th Dimension. And we have Tems, Born in the Wild, more of an R&B vibe, but she does do a little bit of rapping on there. So we're going to talk
J.
about
Cole
each album.
feature.
True. We're going to go over each album, give a couple of our favorite tracks, give it a score, put it on the tier list for the year. Which one do you want to start off with?
Honestly, I don't really care. We can go anywhere with it.
Let's start with the Big Hit, Hit Boy, and Alchemist project.
Actually, okay. Yeah.
I don't care, and then
That's
I just
fine.
pick one. You're like, actually, I do care.
Because, you sometimes you change, but okay.
We can do
let's
another
go.
one.
No,
I was
let's
just going
go.
in the order that we listened to them.
That's fine. That's fine.
All right, let's hear. What do you got?
Well, Alchemist and Hit Boy, two of the best producers in the game right now and of all time, to be frank. I think Alchemist is the greatest producer of all time, in my opinion. I just like his beat and his
Number
beat
one?
selection. Yeah, yes.
Over Dre? Over
For
everyone?
me, personally.
I'm just curious.
Personally. I'm not talking like, yes,
I just want to throw a
personally.
name out there, like Dre,
Yeah, over Dre, bro. Personally, yes. Over everybody, for me. I mean, Alchemist has the ear for beats and the sound for the grimy ass shit that I like, and he never misses. He hits every single time. And on top of that, you got Hit Boy mixing it up with him. And on top of that, you got Big Hit flowing on every single song. It's crazy. Come out right out the gate with Drugs Are sliding. Grimy as hell, you know what I'm saying? So fire. Only Way I Feel. Big Hits flowing, hitting all the pockets of the beat on that shit really cleanly. Then you go into a Godfather Part 2 with a Boldy James, where they're going back and forth, real top tier like collab, you know what I'm saying? Like a tag team type joint. Got some spooky beats in there, you know what I'm saying? The spooky Alchemist vibe and something like a Foreclosure. The second verse on that, by the way, it's crazy.
I don't know, were you like looking at the Genius listening through, like paying attention to who produced which track? Because in my
No,
opinion,
not really.
I was kind of looking at which ones are Hit Boy and which ones are Alchemist, and just
Yeah.
my personal take is the Alchemist ones are better. Like,
Yeah, you can
Alchemist
kind
is-
of hear them.
Oh, you can hear.
Yeah. Like Foreclosure, that's an Alchemist beat.
You would know
You don't
even
even
if you weren't
need.
looking.
Yeah, you don't even need to look. Right.
His are just like old school, like the word you use, grimy, is
Extremely
just like
grimy, ominous, eerie.
dark.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's like the king of that shit, and that I
So
think
good.
that's the rawest and best form of hip hop. So that's the shit I really fuck with. But on top of all the great production, you got Big Hit flowing, and I mean flowing, really spitting on the whole album. Temp check, the flow is crazy. And then you got all three of them spitting on Black and White's the title track, which, I always love to hear Alk spitting. That shit's fire.
Big Hit is Hit Boy's dad, right?
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually know that, no.
He was in prison for 36 years, got out a couple of years ago, now he's in the music game with Hit Boy.
Shout out.
That's
I
his
actually
dad,
didn't
though.
know
He's
that.
like 50-something years old.
Wow.
He's got out of
Legendary.
prison recently. That's his dad, though, yeah. That's why they have the
Wow.
same name. He was
I
named
mean,
Big
I
Hit
figured they
because
were-
Hit Boy already existed, yeah.
Yeah, I figured they were,
But yeah, that's his pops.
related in some way.
Kinda
but
crazy.
Wow. Yeah, I honestly had no idea. Shout out. That's dope as fuck then. Damn.
Yeah.
That makes it even better, low key. But then on top of all the up, like the more grimy, some more kind of upbeat shit, you got something with a slower, more chiller vibe with a Count Your Blessings and a Sly Slick and Wicked. But yeah, overall, great production, great rapping on it. Overall, I gave it an 8.2.
8.2. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's kind of similar to where I'm at. I mean, my first note when I was listening to this is like, hell yeah, I love a good grimy old school hip hop album with Alchemist production. Like,
It
the
was great.
production on this is super good, and like they complement Big Hit's like voice and style really well because he's like a grimy old school rapper, and we're getting the grimy
Yeah.
old school beats. Like, they do work really well together. I also think the Alchemist and Hit Boy, like going back and forth between the production is like you do get a couple different vibes, and I
Yeah.
like that it doesn't sound the same all the way through.
You never really got sick of like the sound of the album.
Yeah.
at
And
least
like
personally.
Big Hit's like aggressive gangster style of rapping just like works really well on that production. So like it just made perfect sense. Like I think it makes sense to make this album. And like I did think it was like we mentioned earlier, like when you within the first 5 seconds of a song, you could tell like, okay, this is a Hit Boy, this is an Alchemist. But for some reason, they just work really well together, even though you can tell the difference like listening to it right off the bat.
Yeah, and I'm sure they collaborated on some beats and mixing and shit like that here and there. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, they both have their iconic sounds. So yeah,
I did think that the first half of the album was better than the second half. I think after Champion is when it kind of started to fall off for me a little bit. Like it was
yeah,
still
it
good
wasn't
throughout, but the first
there
half, in
wasn't
my
many
opinion, is
misses, but
better.
yeah, Champion was definitely one of them for me.
One of the misses, yeah,
Yeah, I would say so.
yeah. I just thought the first half of the album was like crazy good, and then the second half was like just okay to me, but it was still really good. The song "Dirtball"
The
is
production, dude, it's
fire,
crazy. I have that note too.
but the beat kicks in like with drums and like bass like halfway through the song. I wish they would have done it a little sooner. I just wanted that song to be
And then
longer.
you,
Like
you got shit in like the back of your
yeah,
headphones, like the production, the little intricate production uh details are really interesting.
yeah, it was. I really enjoyed the album. I got a few of my favorite tracks were Jugs Are, Godfather Part Two, Temperature Check, and like I thought it was like really good. And it does seem like late, like in 2024, you don't get as many of like the old school grimy hip hop albums. So like when we do get to listen to them and review them, like the Conway or Rock Marciano or this album, like it is a good like go back to like what hip hop used to be 20 years ago.
Yeah. And
Like
that's
it
the thing,
just
like they're always gonna rank pretty high for me.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of like we're a little biased toward the old school vibe because that's what
Definitely.
we grew up on. But I have this at an 8.0, so almost
Interesting.
exactly what you
Yeah.
have. You had what 8.2, 8.3?
Yeah, 8.2. And it
Okay.
probably could have been higher, really, but that's it.
All right. Well, I'm at an 8. You're at an 8.2, so we're averaging it like at 8.1. Like that's a pretty good score for an album. Where do you want to put this on the tier list though when it comes to the
Wow.
whole year? I think I know where I want to go. Yeah.
Probably I was thinking around vultures. What were you thinking?
I was gonna put it right above the 21 Savage one. If
I was
I
gonna
just
put it right
had to
above
pick.
vultures, was my first instinct.
I mean, that's fine. That's one spot different than where I was gonna put it. So I mean, that's pretty close
That's
to me.
first instinct. Do we think vultures is better than drop seven or everybody can't go? I
I
don't
think
know.
it is. I think
I
it
guess
is.
it could be argued. So we'll leave it there for now. I like that spot.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. A few misses. I mean, that's just an arbitrary name. There's not many skip.
Yeah.
There's like no skips
We
on
might
this
have to
album.
rename these tiers eventually, but for now that'll be what it's called. I mean,
I think we
obviously
should just go
arbitrary,
back
like you
to
said.
SABCDE. I just feel like
Eh,
it's easier that way.
I don't know.
Because
We'll
then we don't
figure
have to
something out.
like worry about the phrasing of it. Because yeah, a few misses. There's a couple songs I didn't love, but there's not really any skips on this album.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, it. Yeah, sure.
like there was no songs I was like, oh my god, I hate this.
Yeah, but there's a no skips album, and then there's a no skips album. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like we don't
it,
trust you. There's a reason that that's the best album of the year
it's.
because there's zero skips, and the impact in the first listen about like the first listen was the best of the year, easily, and the impact ahead, and the fact that there's zero misses is crazy.
I wish I could go back to that and listen to it for the first time again.
I
That would
know,
be.
dude. It was insane.
We know too much now. Too much has
Right,
transpired since
right,
then.
right,
But
right.
all right, well, next, which album you want to do next?
I don't care. I guess let's do the Thames one.
All right, Tems, Born in the Wild. I guess I'll go first on this one. Okay, so I feel like I actually really like the intro song on this, the title track, "Born in the Wild." The first song is like, oh, okay, I vibe with this. Like, I actually like that one. But you got like, it's definitely an R&B album with hints of rap throughout. But like, I just feel like sonically and like it just sounds good to the ears. It's like
Yeah.
soothing and chill. It just sounds good. It's got like funky jazz, Afro beat type vibe throughout production throughout the whole thing. Tem's voice is just like an angel basically, and it doesn't sound like she has a ton of like auto tune and post production going on in her voice. Like it seems like you pretty much hear her real voice, which is good. Um, she does have like a specific sound, like the Afrobeat, funky style production, but I still think like a lot of the songs on here have like a different vibe, and it doesn't get boring to listen to even with the long track list.
Yeah,
Like
I
I,
thought it was a good variation of sound too.
yeah,
And like we said a little earlier, she goes into her rapping bag a little bit, and there is a J. Cole feature. And on, while there's that rapping, the majority of the album is that more R&B, more soulful, I guess if you want to call it type shit. So
yeah. My next note is it was nice to hear a good J Cole feature after the most recent one we got. Like J
yeah,
Cole
the Grippy one
actually,
was pretty bad.
yeah, like J Cole's verse on this is pretty good. Like it was a good
Yeah, it's
song.
good.
That's one of my top 4 or 5 songs on the album for sure. Maybe even higher. Like I like that J Cole song a lot. And actually, if you didn't know this, this is Tems's debut album. This is like her debut. I'm sure she has like
Okay.
mixtapes and songs, but this is her debut album. And I think if you listen to this, you would never be able to guess that this is a debut album.
No, I
Like
didn't think so.
she sings super confidently. Her lyrics, she's like even being braggadocious and just
It's
like it sounds
composed
just like
well, it's produced well. Yeah.
it just sounds like she knows what she's doing. Like I really thought it was good, and personally, this is my favorite R&B album of 2024 so far.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I gotta compare it to the other R&B albums, like something like a Tyler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like a Tyler album,
or the Party
and
Next Door
they
or
are
whatever. Yeah,
but the Tyler album specifically, they're pretty similar albums. And I'll say I prefer this one more because there is a few rapping performances on something like a T Unit or the J Cole feature. But also it's a bit more thoughtful. I felt like and deep, with the lyrical content. So I just felt like overall it's a bit better of an album. Yeah, I think it's probably my favorite R&B release too.
then a couple of my favorite tracks, real quick. Wickedest, I love that song. Gangsta, for some like that song just surprised me.
Burning.
Like Burning, Free Fall with J Cole, and then T
Yep.
Unit where she gets in her rapping bag.
Yep.
Like Gangsta might be my favorite though. Like I don't know, she's just like super aggressive and braggadocious on that song, and like Gangsta is a great song, but I have this at an 8.5.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't even
probably the
I
highest I've ever rated an R&B album. Maybe it's the highest I ever will, but definitely my favorite R&B album of the year.
I
Thames, shout
didn't
out.
write down a number, but I would say
It was good, dude.
I would
Cause
probably say like 8. Yeah.
we've been trying to throw in like the R&B albums that are in the zeitgeist, and like
7.7 maybe.
yeah, yeah, we're around. I thought you might
Yeah.
like it even more, but yeah, I would just like really like this. I definitely want to listen to it again.
Just
Like
in
it was
terms of
good.
like replay, value for me, I'm not going to be going back to it that much. You know what I'm saying? Just puts
Yeah,
it ranks it a little lower. I know like the quality is there and shit, but that's all
yeah.
for
For
me.
a debut album,
It
like
was great.
damn, yeah. For a debut, it's kind of like crazy good. So, where does this go on the tier list for the year? Because I mean, we
Well,
have trouble
above
ranking the
Tyler,
R&B albums. Yep, above Tyler. I'm at a
um,
few misses on
is
this
it
too.
better than Dirty Nachos?
I'm a whole tier above you.
Okay, so you're at a few misses.
Yeah. Ah,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, there's maybe more than a few
I don't
because there's
know
such a
because
long
for me,
track
I feel
list.
like
But
a few misses is 8 and up, and for me,
I
I
I
feel
was
like
at an
it
eight
could,
five.
yeah, it could go like high, good, not great, probably for me. Um,
So you like the four bats better?
I probably do, yeah.
Yeah, I even have this over four bats personally.
You think so? I don't know, man. The four bets, I don't know.
For
While it might
me, I
not
do.
be like as good, like maybe as good as of an album as composed as well. I feel like it was more of a moment, maybe more impactful, more influential. I won't say influential, but more of a moment. I felt like it was a bit more special, more uh, memorable. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I would probably put this. I would put this shit probably above Concrete Boys. Creek
Okay, well, I'm
Boys.
at least gonna put it above. Can I put it here? It's better
Yeah,
than
I mean,
Rhapsody to me for sure, bro.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to come to a consensus. You know, what I'm saying it
Yeah,
won't be perfect for either of us, but yeah, in the
I'll put
middle.
it at the back end over here, but it's just
Yeah,
it
that's
deserves to
fine.
be above Rhapsody to me.
Okay, fair enough.
Like I don't know, man. I just think that's a better
I like
album
that
than
Rhapsody
Rascal.
album. I don't know.
All I know is if you haven't listened to the Tems one because you're not an R&B fan, like go
Yeah,
listen to
listen,
that
it was
because
good.
that's a good album. Like, and we're not even huge R&B people, but man, that was like an enjoyable listen.
Yep, yep.
All right. Final album of the week, Ski Mask the Slump God, 11th Dimension. He hasn't dropped an album in a few years. People have been waiting on this. Give me your thoughts.
Well, again, this is somebody that came out the gate. You know, he came out the off the bat.
Spitting.
What's the
Off
way I'm
rip.
looking for? He came off rip, but yeah, off the bat he came out spitting on Dragon Tooth, comes flowing. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, right out the gate. Um, and throughout the album, one thing I really appreciated was all the video game references. Personally, being a gamer, it felt like every song there was a video game reference in
He's
there.
definitely a gamer, yeah.
And not only the references, like the beat selection throughout the album, almost felt like I was real like in a fucking video game. It was really like almost electronic and what's the word I'm looking for? Almost futuristic, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed the production. The beat selection was really good on there. Obviously, Ski Mask flow is one of the best in the game. I feel like he's flowing on the whole album. You got a Future feature on there, which you know Future is doing his thing. Um,
I like the
again,
Future song.
yep, and again on that song, it's like another like super futuristic kind of sound. Earwax, I thought was a great song, probably the best song on the album.
That's my
Um,
favorite.
and then you get like that high, super up tempo Ski Mask, and then you get something slower like what do you mean? You know, WDYM,
Mm-hmm.
more slow and just relaxing vibe. Um, then you get back up tempo with a tuk tuk. You know what I'm saying?
Second
Which,
favorite song.
yep, another great song on the album. Wake Up, you got a great Juice WRLD features, so I thought the features on there were great. Um, the
Those are my
flow on
top four.
Hulk, yeah,
Monsters
yeah,
Inc., Earwax, Tuk Tuk, Wake Up.
yep, yep.
They bang.
But yeah, overall throughout the whole album, I really enjoyed the flow and not only with the video game references and shit, but like just the references that us, you know, as our age group and our culture, I guess, understands. You know, like throughout the whole album, I'm getting shit like almost every bar is a reference that I'm catching and will understand, which, you know, I can't say for every rap album ever. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not God, bro. I don't know everything, but you know, this, you know, Ski Mask is around our age. He's spitting to our demographic, kind of. So I fuck with it heavily, and yeah.
You got a score?
Is it better than Black and Whites? I don't know. I have them right. I have them the same. I have them both 8.2.
You have this that high. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have a couple points here I want to make. So I personally like this, but a lot of the songs are just like short 2 minute tracks where he's just like rapping in the typical Ski Mask, rapping fast, going hard. And like I like those short, concise songs. And I feel like this is like almost exactly what you expected out of a Ski Mask album in 2024. But I feel like like the track list to me was a little bloated, and there's like a good amount of songs that I could do without. I think if Ski Mask gave us the best 12 songs out of this album, then I would give it like an 8 or an 8.5, but there is a little bit of like too many, like
Yeah.
stop giving us so many
Maybe
songs.
two or three songs that, yeah, were a
But
few misses.
The Juice World feature was dope. That was good to hear. The X interlude is whatever. It's just him saying some random shit, but it's
Yeah.
cool to see him on there. But I just felt like it was a little bloated. Could have done without some of the songs. I have it at like a 7.5.
Tough.
I just thought there was like some songs I could just get these off here. Just give
I
us
don't know.
12 to 14 good songs.
I like the sound and I really fucked with the lyrical content. So I don't know. It's
I
tough.
mean, it's good. I'm not opposed to putting it. I'm not opposed to moving up because I did like it. Like I really did. I just thought it was like okay. There's like a lot of songs that like just give me 14 songs.
Right.
Give me the best 12 to 14. Stop giving us 21 songs.
No, I do agree. You know, and that's why, you know, it's not ranked higher for me because I thought it was great. I thought the production was great. The rapping was great. Yeah,
But yeah,
everything
it's
was
like
great.
the
It was just a little bit bloated for sure.
It's like the Rage style production, like the
Sure.
Cardi, Trippy, Miss the Rage song. Like that song, like really changed what people do production wise, and that's
Well, yeah,
clearly it's the similar vein of production on this whole album. But I liked it. I just thought there was like some songs I could have done without, but I liked the album.
yeah. I'm See, for me, this is gonna be different now because I'm probably above Gunna for this one.
Me too.
Okay, well, never mind then. You said you ranked it a 7 though, so
Seven and a
oh, you're
half.
not making sense here, but
I said 7.5,
okay, fair enough.
and I said I'm not opposed to going higher because I did like it.
I think you think it's better than Lyrical Lemonade. Not
It's
sure.
right around there for me. Like
Is it
I'm
better than Four Bets? Probably. Is it better than Everybody Can't Go?
maybe right below or right above that.
Maybe. I don't know, bro. It might be even better than that. I feel like it might be better than Vultures.
You think?
I think it might be, dude.
I think if I
And that
think I
would
would
make
take
sense to where I
Vultures.
put it because that puts it right next to the other one.
Let's go there.
Okay, fair enough. I think
Because I
that's
would
where it
take
belongs.
Vultures, but I'm cool with putting it up there along with those other ones. I think that makes sense. Like it is a good album.
I feel like it
Like
could go even higher, but yeah, I'm okay with that.
there's just like the songs we really only there's like a bunch of 2 minute him just rapping fast. Like I like it personally, but it's not like a deep, intricate, thought
Sure.
out album.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of lighthearted, goofy shit. Yeah, that's fair.
But it's fun. Like there's good tracks on there. Like I really did like it.
Yeah.
7.5 is still a good score. That's not like
No, bro, of
I'm not
course. I'm
bashing
not.
it.
No, definitely not.
Like, and the Juice World feature was fun. Apparently, Ski Mask like released a snippet of his verse from that song like 4 years ago, and
Yeah, I saw something about that.
nobody knew that Juice was on it, and he probably wasn't at the time, or maybe he was.
Who
But
knows?
yeah, it came out on this album. People have been listening to a snippet of it for years, and now we got it with a Juice World feature.
Yes, sir.
Overall, though, yeah, there were some good albums this week. Shout out Ski Mask, Tems, Big Hit, Hit Boy, and Alchemist. Like, good albums this week. Good albums all year, as
Right.
we keep saying, but I thought these
Yeah.
albums were good.
I mean, 2024 continues to be the best year of hip hop.
It's Off the Top podcast, got you laughing like you hit the gas pack. Show is crazy like you watching Mad Max. Every other podcast is mad whack. Off the Top podcast.